In fact, if anything again, the mini feature has captured the essence of today's program. Be that as me, I'll use this opportunity to welcome our guest, Mr. Victor Ayan.
Thank you so much, sir.
Welcome to this show.
Thank you, sir.
And you've heard what my prologue
Yes.
and the mini feature. And of course, the whole essence of this discussion is we want to look at the relationship between the government and the people. Is government an imaginary institution? Is this something that is lifeless and relating with the people that have a life? Is government people by deities and in our local palace we call them spirits who are dared and who are fearful, and that nobody there looks or question their activities? And the people, are they not human beings? Are they not supposed to be treated very well? When we are in the course of discussing, we'll compare with other countries that we know that government and the people relate.
Yes. The relationship between the people and the government is supposed to be that of father and son relationship.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be cordial in the sense that the people in leadership position, they are actually playing the role of father. Because in the home system, you find out that the father coordinates everything by making provision for the people. When we are growing up, our father will not eat except we have eaten. But in present day,
I don't like this example.
in the present day, those who parade themselves as fathers, if they will eat satisfaction, they will even throw away food, while we who supposed to be their children have not gotten anything to eat. And that is why we find out that there's so much crisis in the country today, because some people are feeding themselves. There was a time in this country where a particular minister was using a live ram to feed his lion every day, when the citizens have not even gotten gari and granite to eat. That is the level we have descended to in this country. So it's not that when you occupy a leadership position, but for me, I don't even call the leadership. I don't call the leader. They are rulers, because leaders, they are people that know the way, they show the way, and lead by example. But what do we have?
You mean we?
Yes. What do we have today? What we have are rulers who dictate. They are like present day pastors that say that don't do what I do, but do what I say. That is why a pastor can finish preaching from the altar, he goes to the hotel with a chorister. In those days, it doesn't happen. That is, do what I say, don't do what I do. That means you can preach something different and be acting in a different way. So that is what we are having in Nigeria today. You find out that we are being told that we should patronize locally made goods, but the preacher who is telling us to do so is patronizing foreign hospital. His children are going to foreign hospital. They are importing cars from Japan or other places, whereas we have local manufacturers here who have nobody to buy their product. So leadership is supposed to be living by example, not saying that do what I do, don't do what I say, don't do what I do. No, that is not a good example of see. And while we see people that are being classified as gods, in quote, they are being idolized as if they are gods. It doesn't supposed to be so. The only factor that is making the ordinary citizen to idolize these people and worship them as if they are gods is because the masses themselves are not united. Because there is no power that is greater than the masses.
Yes,
in democracy.
Now that you have spoken about unity, which is a very big one, the politicians are going about trying to create a coalition, as it were, forming alliances, as it were.
Yes.
The people are out of the equation. I'll have two barrel questions for you. One, these alliances and all this coalition that the politicians are forming, is it in the interest of the people or for their own interests? One. Two, the people themselves see the political class forming alliances and coalitions. Is it not in their own interest too, not to sit down, look, and begin to organize themselves rather than agonizing after the elections?
Yes, the masses.
Mm-hmm.
The masses all cannot come together.
Okay.
Because they are not politicians.
Okay.
Their duty is to vote.
Okay.
You have a country of 200 million people. All of them not come together, say they must be in politics, they must form political parties and become active politicians. No, it's not done anywhere, even in an advanced country. Okay. Their duty is to vote during election. That is their duty. But those who are forming coalition, why are they forming coalition?
I want to, so okay. That you step. The gist is that, or the issue of that question is that the politicians are organizing themselves.
Yes.
The voters are voters.
Yes.
The part of the voters are politicians.
Yes. But they are very few.
The politicians are very few. The voters are in larger numbers.
Yes.
So where I'm going is that the voter, as voters, is there no need for them to organize themselves into looking at here? These are the politicians that want to relate to it, or so that they don't lead them by the nose as they've been leading them?
No. It's not done anywhere for the masses to be gathering that, okay, this is the party we are going to follow, this is the party we are going to follow. No. It's politically across the world. It is politicians that do that. What the masses do is that during election or before election, the election body will call for registration. They will now go to register, which they're supposed to be doing now. But when it gets to election now, INEC will come up with fire brigade approach whereby we say, go here. Before you know, some people will not be able to register. Ordinarily, during this time, the electoral body will be preparing its register to admit people who have just grown to the age of 18 to register, collect their voters card, so that during election, the masses will be able to vote. What concerns the masses is to, during election, or before election, when politicians are campaigning, they look at their manifestos, they look at the party that will be able to meet their needs. It is not their duty for 200 million people to be meeting. Some of them are traders, some are teachers, some are this and that. That one does not concern them. It is politicians that have that duty to do by forming political parties, by coming out with the ideologies and the manifesto that, okay, during election, if you vote for me, I'm going to give you free education, I'm going to provide you light, I'm going to build low-cost houses so that you will not be sleeping under bridges. These are the duties of politicians. So nothing concerns masses to be organizing, holding meetings. No, one is to look for the credible candidate that will be able to meet their aspiration. Somebody who can give the light, somebody who can give the gurus, somebody who can provide security so that they can go to their farm and cultivate their farm and be able to feed themselves.
Yes, you have answered the first leg of my question. I like the way you landed. That it is the duty of the voters to look at the credible candidates, and that's just the essence of that question. Looking at credible candidates and now seeing how that credible candidates get elected on the footing of the credibility, not on the footing of the money power or how deep his pocket is. That's the essence of that question. Then the second question.
Okay, the second question about politicians together to form coalitions.
Is it for themselves or for the mass, for the people?
Ordinarily, first, for somebody to go into politics,
yes,
it is self-interest first, especially in Nigeria. In other places, it is not so.
Okay.
First, yes, that okay. When I get there, I will bear the name of a governor.
I hope a politician listening.
I will get the name.
Will call in and let us know maybe what our guest said is true.
I will get the name,
because there will be opportunity for you to send a message. Very soon we'll display the message on the screen, so that you call to get, you send a message, no call. You send a message to give us your own view. Particularly, we want the political class to respond to this issue. Go on, my brother.
I will bear the name of a governor. I will bear the name of a senator, members of House of Rep. I will bear the name of a president, being the first citizen of the country, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, and having a diplomatic passport. Wherever the president goes, he does not apply for visa before he goes anywhere. So there are so many benefits. That is the number one thing that prepare the Nigerian politicians to go into politics. But it is not so in other crimes. There is to serve and to bear the name that this family has produced senator, this family has produced governor, this family has produced president. It is not for them to amass wealth, and that is why it's found out that there's a great difference between leadership there and rulership. I don't use leadership here because I don't see any leader here. What we have here are rulers who dictate to the citizen. In other crimes, they don't dictate. They answer, and that's why we have representative. They go back to their community to ask them what they feel about a particular bill. Yes. They will submit, and they debate it. The constituent will say no, we don't want this. It goes there and replicate this. Here, since I've grown up to the age of 18 till now, I've never seen any of my representative coming back home to say, okay, oh, my constituent, what do you want me to do?
In fact, you don't hit them. You don't hit them. You bewitch. I suspect you. You don't hit them. And that's where I'm going. When I was a small boy, my first lesson in government, the definition of government was given us as the definition of democracy was given to us by that my great teacher as government of the people, by the people, and for
the people.
Maybe you can help me analyze that definition.
Yes, that what it means is that
because now you go peel this my wound. You don't clean me again now.
What that means is that government is all about the people. The beginning, and the middle, and the. It is not about those who are holding the reins of power. It is about the people. But there's a great difference between that definition and what we have today. Like as I have said, none of my representative has ever come home to say, okay, my people I'm representing you at Abuja or the State Assembly. This is what I want to submit to. What do you say to it? None of them has come back. I don't even know them. It's not because I'm deficient or I'm not interested in.
Once someone of your status does not know them,
yes,
then there is big problem.
Yeah, that is the truth. Because if you elect a councillor here today or a chairman of local government area, let us just use Lagos as an example.
Yes.
If he was elected in Agege or Ifakwejaye, before you know he has bought a house at Lekki, he goes there to stay. He doesn't come back home. So how do you interact with the person?
That's one of the reasons why this topic is on.
Yes.
Because they are now in government. They are no more people.
Yeah.
They are no more part of us. They are no more human beings. They have now become some of a deity.
Yes.
They have now become some form of super human beings. They have now become some
superheroes.
But is that what happens in other clients?
No. Because the people over there, the leader, they derive their power from the people. But here they will tell you that whether you vote for me or not, I will be there. So in most cases, this vote do not even count. That's why somebody that is elected can boast whether you vote for me or not, I will be there. Because we have 40 institutions that some of them will collect money. They collect money. Whether somebody is voted for or not,
40
institutions,
weak
institution where those who are at helm of affair of this institution, their concern is just about money, just make money. They think that making money is the beginning and end of life. I just wonder whether when they want to go away, they will go with anything.
Sorry to button again. When Fashola was talking some months ago,
yes.
I don't know, maybe you picked him.
Yes.
He was talking about the problem of this country is not the corruption of money, but the corruption of morale.
Yes.
And morals is a bane, moral uprightness is a bane of our system.
Yes.
Because there's no fear of God. He can do anything. Someone that has no conscience will do anything for money.
Yes.
I'll quickly just leave this and let's go to this current WAEC issue, where candidates sat for the examination at night. Are you aware of that?
Yes, exam. People jam, they wrote the exam in the early morning.
I'm sure the way you are talking, it means you two, you wrote either WAEC or JAMB.
I did. Our time was quite different. But I'm talking based on my son.
Now, don't rush me. I know your time was, but then you sat for an examination.
Yes, I did.
These ones two are sitting for the examination.
Yes.
What will have happened now? Is it not something went wrong that examination is now midnight or in the dark instead of during the day? What I did all through the day that the examination? Don't forget, you know who are watching know me, that I'm part of the Luther people that always promote and of course night strikes in this country.
Yes, protests. And sometimes the protests will fall on an examination day. Despite tests falling on examination day, these children write their examination in the day, not at midnight. Yes.
These last few days that the examination took place, I'm involved in tests all over, and of course I'm monitoring our colleagues who are involved in this thing. There is no whim of any protest anywhere. 1, 2, there is no fuel scarcity, and there is no COVID. There is nothing natural that will disturb the format and the system of sitting for an examination during the day.
Yeah.
So what would have happened?
It is failure of institution too. Failure of institution, and those who are promoting this failure, they are being hyped as performers. They are performing. JAMB was not established to generate money. JAMB is not generating money.
So our problem is those who are hyping them to perform.
Yes, they say they are performing. Somebody 3 years. Okay.
Where I'm going is that those who are hyping them, that this manifest failure.
Yes, they are performing.
Overall, it can't be ordinary. Because something has gone under.
First,
money has changed.
It may not be money, but
morals have decayed.
Yes, they are looking for appointment. On my Facebook wall, I put it there. Appointment is an opium of Nigerian politicians. Just double issue of appointment. You see them speaking like parrots.
So go back to the question now.
Yes.
So because of appointment,
yes,
that's the reason why the political class are angling.
Crazy failure.
No, not even that. Now, form coalition.
Yes.
Again, to me, that this coalition is against the people, for their own, in the interest of the people, but against the people, because they know that once they are able to form the coalition, they are able to get elected, appointments will come.
It will come. Even what we have today, those who are in government are not there for the people. Since 2015, if you look at our history, since 2015 to today, can we mention one thing that they have done to better our lot? The answer is no. Before they remove subsidy, we will be bombarded every day that they were spending trillions to subsidize petrol. Since they remove subsidy, have they told us how much they have? The answer is no. They've not told us how much they have saved, and yet they are increasing tariff every day.
On everything.
On everything. Okay, what happens to the quantum of money that you have gotten from the removal of subsidy? When compared to what you have been telling us that we have been spending so much money, you are no longer spending it, yet you are increasing tariff. But this answers the question. Why?
It's all right. Why? Why is it increased on a regular basis? And we, the people, are born under this burden. And those in authority, that's the government people, are living in, I don't know the language to use to qualify the opulence they are living in. And we are giving the short end of the stick. We'll go on a short break. And when we come back, obviously, we'll add more to the discussion. Yes, welcome back. I just want us to pick the last statement of our reporter that how do we build responsive government? A responsive government is a government that takes care of the people, listen to the people. Because we run a constitutional government, and Section 12 of this constitution that we run, that is the 1999 Constitution, says that the security and the welfare of the citizen is the primary responsibility of government. Security and welfare of the citizens, or in quotes, the people, is the welfare, that is the responsibility of the government. Government is nothing but the people who occupy offices, people we elect, and of course, mostly the executive, the legislature to make good laws, the judiciary to adjudicate, and of course, the executive to execute good laws and ensure that there is peace, order, prosperity, and everybody is living okay, living well. My wife was telling me yesterday that a cousin of ours who went for a master's program in another country I want to mention, after the program, she told her parents she's not coming back to Nigeria, that life is better there than in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we are all struggling and struggling and struggling and working and working and working, and there's nothing to show for it. In the next few days now, it will be, the year will cut into two. Some of us have not gotten anything to show since January till now, still struggling. Unfortunately, on the other side of government people, enjoyment galore, their bank account is busting. They are living in serious opulence. They care less about how much the fuel is. They care less about the cost of a tire. They don't know anything about what is curry or tomatoes in the market or rice. They are enjoying at our own detriment. And we are not asking for much. All what the people are saying is that let life be easy for us. As that man that was killed in America the other day was, just want to breathe.
Yes.
All we want is for us to breathe. And it's not difficult. Anyway, that's my own opening remark for this second leg. The lines is there for you to send your SMS, and the number is 070-422-406. 070-422-406. It's on the line, it's on the screen there. No calls, just your message, and we'll read it out for you. Thank you. My brother, to me, why is it so now that we are not getting what the Constitution says government should do for us? Providing welfare. Welfare is about you and I living a good life.
Yes.
Then security is about us going everywhere and anywhere we want to go. For your information, I like traveling by road, even by air, but I generally like traveling by road. The Nigerian Bar Association will be having its conference in Enugu in the next few months. Ordinarily, we go around, we take our conferences all over the country. And I like going by road, but I don't think I'll do that because of insecurity. So, is it bad if government provides this security? And unfortunately, you see these people in government going with a plethora, with a battalion of security people, but we, nothing
left alone.
Why is it so now?
It is so because first, they don't show concern. They are not concerned. They are not there because of you and myself, as I've said before.
So it goes to this issue of these people who are running up and down.
Yes.
It is because of their own interest. Not because of you and I.
Yes, and those who are there now, they are not there because of you and myself. So they are not concerned. But in other society, as I keep saying, the masses have the power. The people have the power. There's no government that is stronger than the people. Once the people are united, there's a common message that says that united we stand, divided we fall. Once people are disunited, they fall. They don't have strength. If we are united, all these abnormalities will be swept away. because give them our mandate.
Is it what happened in other climes, particularly in developed democracies?
No.
No, what I mean is that this unity you just said,
yes.
Is it this unity that makes their leaders not to mess up, not to be roughshod over them?
They are united. The masses are united. The people, the leader, members of the leader, the people in the leadership class, they are united. The country is first. They put the country first. And that is why there is nobody that is bigger than the country. If you commit any crime or any offense, you are taken to the court.
Sorry, let us get it so that, I understand what you are saying. Yeah. But some viewers don't understand. Yeah. The country first.
Country first.
What do we mean by country first?
Yes, well, every action you take must be guided by the principle of the country.
Who is the country? The country, the people, or or another imaginary institution?
No, the people and the leadership, because they have laws whereby everybody is subjected to the law. Nobody is above the law. That is why they try a former president. They try everybody that has occupied offices before. But since I was born in this country, no former president have been tried in this country. We have two laws for the rich, law for the poor people. That's why a poor person who steals a loaf of bread is given expedited trial and is sent to prison without delay. But the big man, the rich man, those who have occupied offices, they will have their cases legal on for years. That is the difference. In South Africa, Jacob Zuma was tried for corruption because he failed to attend the session. He was sent to prison for 15 days. He wore the uniform of the prison. Prisoner. But some people are above the law. They say they are fighting corruption. They are more corrupt than the other citizens. If Abacha was to be alive, all this one we are hearing about him, would he be dead? Because for 25 years now, we have been recouping the money that he looted. But nobody is hearing about the other ones. It's just because he was late and he tried to implicate Obasanjo in a fatal coup. That was why Obasanjo probed his government. Why hasn't another president been probed since that time in this country? So we found out that the law is superior to every other person in other crimes. And that is why when you are in leadership position, you comport yourself. You don't behave as if you are a demigod, that you are above the law. That is why they are growing. So this system are running where some people are above the law. They will stay the country blind. Nobody will ask questions. We have ESCC, we have the ICPC running after Yahoo boys. But those who stole the country blind, who have one man, we have 500 houses, 700 houses, 1,000 houses. Nobody asks questions. And when they able to discover, instead of distributing the houses among the citizens, you don't even know what happened. Such houses are distributed among government officials again. One man will have 1,000 houses, 2,000 houses. And that's why you see that a lot of Nigeria are sleeping under bridges. That is the issue. So the law must be supreme. Everybody must be subjected to the law before there can be progress. If not, there can never be progress where we have two laws in a country.
We want progress in this country. The people, how can they come in now to promote this progress that you just said? The people.
Yes. It's by being united.
Okay.
By being united, by jettisoning ethnicity. That because this is my brother, whatever he does is right. This is my sister, whatever he does is right. Any country where you see people polarize along ethnicity, along religion, along party lines, they can never progress. You can see how we are descending. It's going worse every day. When we were growing up, the National Assembly was not an appendage of any president. It was not an appendage of any president. But we are being told today that the National Assembly, the Senate say, the National Assembly say that they were not in place to become enemy of the executive. Nobody said they should be enemy of the president. But you don't of the executive, but you don't append everything, you don't approve everything, you ask questions. That is the purpose of having the three arms of government. If not, we should have just have the executives. Let them do whatever they want to do. So the purpose of having the three arms of government is to act as checks and balances on each other, so that if one is going amiss, another one will call it to order.
Good. By virtue of Section 5 of the 1999 Constitution, no, Section 4 of the 1999 Constitution, the judiciary, the legislature are elected by the people.
Yes.
To represent them at all tiers of government, even at the local government council.
Yes.
At the state House of Assembly, House of Representatives, and the Senate. And they, the legislature, represents the people on ground, as it were. Because all those who come to the various houses on the legislative part represents the people.
Yes.
And because the executive is only one person who now populates that executive with his own people. The president, the governor, and maybe the chairman of the local government is the only one elected, or are the only ones elected by the people directly. That makes the ESCO.
Yes.
But the legislature is elected by everyone, at least, all over the country. Even the Senate president, all the members are elected by their people, which means that they represent the people.
The people, yes.
Now the people are suffering that they represent. Yeah. Don't they have a voice to assuage this suffering? Don't forget that along the line, they say they have what called oversight function and constituency projects. Those two that was surreptitiously introduced into the Constitution to making them have some access to funds for their various constituencies. But the only thing we know is that there is hunger in the various constituencies, and the representatives now, both the assembly members, the councillors, and the senators are living big and fat. Is that how it should be?
No, that is not how it should be. But as I've said before, they are not concerned.
That's the representatives.
Yeah, they are not concerned. They don't bother.
Of the people that they represent.
They are proud to say that, for instance, now, they say the president took a bold step for removing subsidy. But they are enjoying subsidy. That is hypocrisy. So, ordinarily...
Where I'm going is that they are to represent the people.
Yes.
They are not representing the people. Should these people keep quiet, or the people should engage them? We are talking of the relationship between the people and the government. These legislatures now are now of government.
Yes.
The people are giving the short end of the stick. They represent the people. The people are not getting anything, as it were.
Yes.
Should the people just sit down, or they should engage their representatives?
They should engage them, but how would they engage them when they are living in Abuja? They don't come back home. For instance, you elect somebody as a senator in Delta. He stays in Abuja. He doesn't come back home. What means are you going to engage with him? You don't have the means to engage with him, except if there is organized protest. No, and you know that they are organizing.
We may not go on organized protests.
So which other?
What of going to meet them in their Abuja, or ensuring that they come? I mean, they must come to meet them, because if they don't come, then there is a recall. It has not succeeded in Nigeria because a lot has not been put into it. At least the first thing that happened, they did it against Dino in this same Kogi.
Yes,
they did it for Dino. It didn't get far, but for Natasha, it went further, and I'm sure the next one will be better.
But you know the process of a recall. That is not a child's play.
I know
that is why we should make things easy. Because other countries that are progressing, they make their law to be easy. For instance, when they want to make budget in US now, it's not more than 50 pages. But look at our own budget, it's as huge as this. How do you read such a budget? So when you have a cumbersome constitution, things will not move.
Yes.
Some of things now, they are in the constitution now. The process of recalling somebody is not an easy task.
Yes, I agree with you.
So, and when they are living in Abuja there, I have not gotten food to eat. Do I have money to transport to Abuja? Do I have house there? Do I have money to pay for hotel?
Yes.
To go and engage a senator or anybody representing me? And will his protocol officer allow me to see him? You cannot just walk to somebody's office and say you want to see the person now.
Okay.
It's not possible.
Okay, let me just chip in this. 3 days ago, I was in court and I ran into a friend. They came for a community matter, community case. And he now told me that because I know about the matter, that the lawyer that was handling was not coming. And of course, the other side got his son, that's their oppressors. And since they could not afford the son, the other lawyer was overwhelmed as it were, that they have now, the community has now gotten a son for the family. That's my friend's family, to pursue the case. Where am I going? We are talking about community, we are talking about a constituency. Obviously, not everybody in the constituency is poor. And maybe based on what you have just said, government and freedom is not won on a platter of gold. People fight for it. People struggle for it. And that's why you have alluded to the fact that in other climes, the system works because the people are not docile. And here, I know that it is possible. Again, what made me make the statement of possibility is that the Constitution that we have recall system, particularly Section 68, it is clear. No doubt it is cumbersome, but there are steps to be taken. 1/3, given a 2/3 majority of signatures, writing INEC, ensure that there is a referendum, all the steps that they say should be taken. It's been followed. Once you follow them, it will compass by. It's just like an examination. There's no subject that is difficult. It is only a lazy student that will say a subject is difficult. I'm sure you agree with me.
I will not agree with you.
That is all subjects are difficult.
No, not at the area of subject. I'm talking about the aspect of recall. You yourself, you are a lawyer. You know that it's not an easy. I know that it's not an easy task. Because
easy task.
To recall, you have a 2/3. All the constituents that voted for that person, you have to get the 2/3.
Yes.
Some of them have left the community. How are you going to treat them? The one that went west, maybe they come. How will you get there?
The Constitution did not say that it is those that voted, is the 2/3 of the constituents.
Yes.
Those people there on ground as at the time that they are compiling the referendum, the signatories. Right.
After voting, you know too well about all these things. After they have conducted voters registration, you have registered.
Yes.
You have voted. Maybe some people used to travel.
Yes.
After you have traveled home, that is the issue now. You have traveled home. You have gone home to vote and you have left. Then you want to recall person and you are going to travel back home again to do that. You can't do that.
Who voted, who compiled their signatures as at the time of that process are the ones that the law will take into consideration, not those who voted. Right.
But they must be from that constituency.
That's what I'm saying. It's the constituency now.
They must be from that constituency.
Don't confuse yourself. I don't confuse people.
I know.
I'm a lawyer and I'm talking to you as a lawyer. The law is that it is those that represent their signatures that they will look at, not those who voted in that election. Right. So it is a clear thing. It's about bringing those getting to thoughts of the majority of the people in that constituency, and of course
I know, but what I want to ask is this.
It's all right. Maybe because of time. Okay. Because of time, maybe we will continue this discussion another time. I will use this opportunity to thank all our viewers. Maybe we got you carried away. There was nobody who was able to send a test. Maybe it is the network, but be that as it may, we really want to thank you for being with us. I want to thank our guest.
Thank you so much for
Mr. Victor Anya,
inviting me.
For coming today. And it's a very wonderful discussion. And I really like the way we ended it. I wish we have started from that angle of argument. But be that as it may, we will have another opportunity next time. Until that time, please don't work against the law.